Hello, beautiful. Today's video is really a conversation about two things that come up when coaches are scaling their coaching business from zero to multiple six figures, and then from multiple six figures to the first $1 million in the business. And one question that comes up a lot is, how do you get or find or get the courage and the confidence to sell high-ticket coaching offers for $25,000 or for $50,000 or even charge $100,000? And how do you get the courage to go from multiple six figures to your first million, or just from your zero to multiple six figures? Like, how do you charge that value? How do you say the price? How do you have the courage to do this? Look, I get it. I know sometimes when I create these videos or when I'm talking in my blog or in my emails, I make it sound, just like another day in paradise where you just charge $100,000 or you charge $25,000 or you charge $50,000 and you scale your business to multiple six figures. It's not like that for me, and I don't know anyone who just wakes up and says it's $100K to work with me, okay? Honestly, today's video is really my personal journey and what I've seen out with clients and in the coaching industry as a whole when it comes to scaling up to multiple six figures or your first $1 million. So if this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Mimi Dabo. I'm a high-ticket business coach, and I support spiritual women coaches to co-create profitable high-ticket coaching models so they can quickly scale their coaching businesses to multiple six figures or their first $1 million. Look, when I started my coaching business, I was scared to charge even just $1. What I did was, I knew that people had to pay for coaching, right? I knew I was offering a service that people wanted, but I didn't have the courage. I just couldn't say $1 or $10 or $50. And I had a separate business, a fashion business, where I was charging, but not that much. I was scared to ask for money because I felt like I had to do this for free, or that there were other people who could do it much better, much faster, and much more efficient and more powerful way than I ever could. So what I did was I coached 50 women for free. I created a meetup group, a free meetup group, and I invited women. I sent it on, I put it on Facebook, I put it on LinkedIn, I posted it everywhere where I was on social media, and I invited 100 women to join my meetup group and told them that I was going to offer free coaching for them to lead to, obviously, a paid relationship. 350 women joined my group, my free meetup group. I invited 100 women into a coaching conversation with me. 50 of them took me up on that offer, and I offered 50 of those women 2 hours coaching for free. There was 1 hour of coaching and then a follow-up session. After the first hour of coaching, some of the women would say to me, 90% of them would say to me, oh, so how much is this gonna be? Should I charge? And should I pay you? And I would think, no, it's free. Oh God, I can't charge for this. I'm way too spiritual to charge. No, this is God's work. And then they would come back for the second hour of coaching. And they would say, so what's next? Like, how do I work with you? And I didn't know what to say. I was too scared. I was afraid. So I coached 50 women for 2 hours each for free. And the first month of my coaching experience, I had gotten 100 free hours of coaching. I've done 100 free hours of coaching with no money coming in. I didn't ask for payment. I had no idea how to even bring them into a program with me. None of that. So we don't start out having the confidence, having the courage. Now, a few months after that, I created my first $15,000 coaching package. 6 months before that, before the $15,000 package, I created a $7,000 coaching package. It was a 90-day package. It was a life coaching package. There was no outcome, no result, nothing. And I was scared to say how much it cost because I was going from zero to $550 a month to $1,800 for a month to $7,000 for 90 days. This was sometime in 2017. It's been a long time since then. And I remember being so scared to imagine that even though I had been earning close to $500,000 a year as an attorney, that I could have the courage to ask for $7,000 for a package, because I thought it's okay for an employer to pay this black woman, this black African woman, $500,000 a year because I earned my money. But it's not okay for this same woman to ask for $7,000 for work that she's doing that is way more powerful than anything I've done in my legal career, okay? Because I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I was qualified. I didn't think I was an expert. I was a life coach, and I was charging $7,000 for a 90-day package. There were no outcomes, no results. I was confused. Half the time I was making up as I went along. There were no strategies or systems or any of those things that years later I have experience in co-creating with my clients now. I was scared. So where did that courage, that confidence come from? I didn't wait. I couldn't wait until I was charging $7,000 for 90 days to have that courage. And it wasn't $7,000 for 90 days. It was $70,000 for them to have whatever outcome it was they were co-creating with me. But I had to tap into my faith, because I get this question a lot. It's like, well, how do you have the courage or the strength or the confidence to charge $100,000? Was because I remembered who I was. I remembered everything I'd forgotten about myself, my identity, the assignment I was here to do. And I said, you know what, screw this. I have been making money since I left college. I have a lot of experience, a lot of track record with my work, and I've had multiple careers in my lifetime. And now I can charge and say the amount, not because of arrogance, but because I have faith that the people that I'm here to serve want what I have, and that the people that I'm here to serve know the value of the investment to work with me. And the people that I'm here to serve will hear me, they will see me, because I'm talking to them, I'm connecting with them. There's no strategy. There's no secret place where you go to a meditation temple and get the confidence and then put on the courage armor and then you come and say the amount. No, it takes you actually doing the thing. It's just like being on video. Sometimes it's scary to come and just open yourself up and be vulnerable and do the video. But as the fear is coming up, you tell yourself, I'm afraid and this is happening right now, so deal with it. I'm not gonna die because I'm doing this thing. I'm okay. And that's how it was with the first time I said the investment to work with me is $15,000 in 2017. I remember that morning I got on the sales call, I was sweating profusely. My stomach hurt so bad, I had cramps. And it was the first time I was gonna say $15,000. I had practiced the night before in the mirror. I was laughing at myself, I was choking, I thought I was gonna throw up. $15,000, really? And when I got to the part in the conversation when I had to say the price, it just came out. I said, investment to work with me is $15,000. And she said, oh, okay. So do you have a payment plan? Do you take credit card? Is it paying full? Like, how does it work? And I remember the relief that I felt. All the fear went away, and all of a sudden, all I saw was this person who wanted to co-create this thing in her business. She wanted to get to her first 6 figures in her business. And she didn't care how much it cost her, because this is something that she wanted, and she was convinced that my system and me were the people and the units that were going to co-create this journey with her. I had all these stories in my head of what will people think when I say the price? What would people say? What will my potential clients think? Will I drive them away? But no. When I up-level my business to scale to multiple six figures. And I was charging at the time $25,000 for 6 months to work with me. I remember a client getting on for the first time in a sales conversation and saying to me, I expected something like that. I mean, I read your website. I just figured that's how much it was going to be. When I up-leveled my packaging to work with women who wanted to scale from multiple six figures to their first $1 million, and I said the investment to work with me is a low six-figure investment, the client, before I even said my price, said to me, I knew this sales conversation was going to be the most expensive conversation I've ever had in my life, and that's totally cool. I totally get it. I read your website. I'm cool. All those stories I had, it took me 6 months to say the investment to work with me. My coach challenged me and she said, I know the amount to work with you is in your website, but have you told anyone? Have you said it out loud? I was scared. And I had to work backwards again and remember who I am, remember whose I was, and why I was doing the work I'm doing. So it doesn't matter what level you're at, whether you're trying to get from zero to $100,000 or from $100,000 to $300,000 and then up to $1 million. There's always going to be the stories that come up. And that's why I work with women one-on-one in that intimate relationship for 18 months to get from wherever they are to their first $1 million or more. Because I know that no matter how much strategy you have, it takes faith. It takes stepping out in faith, not walking by sight, but walking by faith, believing that the thing you want, you can create. The only thing that is up in the air is how much time it's going to take. And I've learned in this process to do what you can control. Focus on the KPI. Focus on the metrics that you can control. How many videos are you making, if that's your way of content creation? How many blog posts are you putting out there, if that's how you create content? To put your blinders on. And that's how I get my confidence and my courage. I've never watched the news. I'm not on social media. So I focus on my business. I focus on the gifts that God has given me. And I take my blog posts, my videos, and my emails, and that's how I create business. From just one blog post in the first 3 months of coaching, I was able to create my first $20,000 day from one blog post with 3 clients who invested in a $7,000 package. Well, it's $21,000, but it's $20K a day. And those were clients who had never met me. They went on my website, they found me on Google. All my clients, 99% of my clients find me on Google. They went on the website, they filled out the application form to work with me. The investment to work with me is on my website. I don't hide it. I think that that's something you need to show so that you wean out people who know there's absolutely no way they can be resourceful enough to create that money to invest in working with you on creating the thing they want to create. So be honest, be upfront about it. And part of my courage is using my website as my sales team. So everything that you ever need to know about working with me and creating is already on the website. So by the time I get on my sales calls to talk about working together, my potential clients already know everything about me. They know what we're going to co-create, how we're going to co-create it together. They know how I work and how long that container is for. It's for 18 months. It's one-on-one. It's not a high vibe container of 200 women in an intimate group. No, it's me, you, I crawl up inside your soul. I'm there. We do this for 18 months. That's a year and 6 months. There's no container trauma. So you know what you're getting into. I'm a lot of fun and I take business really seriously. That is how I find my courage. It's not a strategy again, it's not a system. It's really just walking by faith. And in the middle of the fear, when the fear is coming up, when I'm thinking, oh God, who is even going to think that I can do this? I immediately have learned how to shift into faith. I practice that every day in every area of my life because honestly, as a Black woman in America, I have had to grow courage in places and in ways that most people would never have to. So the things that scare most people at this point in business don't freak me out because being there, done that, overcame that. We all have the things that fear us. We all have the things that make us less confident, or we think, oh, well, when I get to, what I hear a lot of is when I get to $100,000, then I'll be confident. Then I know I can scale. You can scale from zero to your first million. You don't have to stay step. You can scale when you're ready because there's always going to be something you're afraid of. You're never going to always be courageous and confident. It happens as you go along. It happens in the doing. It happens when you're taking the action that you're scared to take. 99% of the time, I fail. I have failed so many times. Yeah, I'm an accountant. I failed the CPA 4 times before I passed it. So I have had a lot of experience with failing, and I have learned to let failure not define who I am and what I'm here to do in the world. I have failed in so many things. My marriage failed. It doesn't make me a bad person or a bad mother or a bad business person. I've invested over $500,000, way over $500,000 in training, in education, in certifications, in coaching, in therapy, all that combined just to get to the point where I am today. I didn't need all of that, but that's part of what gives me the confidence to sit here and say it's 6 figures to work with me, or it's $25,000 for that offer, or it's $50,000 for that offer. You do have to make the investment. You do have to work with a coach who knows your vision, who supports that vision, who stands by you, and who does not undermine that vision by saying, are you sure you can do that? Do you think you can do that? You don't have to wait for the testimonials. You don't have to wait until you create a certain amount. You can decide today to do what you want to do, knowing that you're going to need support along the journey. You're not an island in this journey. Get a coach, invest in coaching. It doesn't have to be me, because I don't work with everyone. I only work with 12 women a year. I only work one-on-one with clients. But when I created my program, I knew that what God was calling me to do was to work one-on-one. And the amount of money I wanted to make was irrelevant and came second to who God needed me to be. So everything that I do, whether it's charging $100,000 or $50,000 or $25,000 or creating a private coaching program, I do everything through the lens of faith, through the lens of who has God called me to be, and what would that person say yes to? What would that person say no to? And what would that person do in this moment? Because when I step into that woman that does what God is calling her to do, I forget that Mimi is scared. I can tell you right now, I am on my journey to my first $1 million, the same work I do with my clients. It's scary. I have multiple coaches. I invest in training. I invest in books. I have read every sales book that Grant Cardone has written. I read 125 books every year. I spend money on my books. I spend money on training. I invest in coaches. I invest in whatever I need to be that person that does the thing. And not everybody needs to invest this much time or money into anything, but I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm proud to keep doing this for the rest of my life and investing in myself, in my business, in my community, and in the people that God has blessed me to have in my life. So I want you to look at your own business and look at how you define courage and confidence in scaling your business to your first $1 million or your first multiple 6 figures or $100,000, whatever it is for you. It doesn't matter. Focus on your business. Keep things simple. Do what you want to do. Mimi doesn't do anybody else. Mimi doesn't do what anybody else wants to do because Mimi's not that person. Mimi does what Mimi wants to do because my experiences, my journey, my previous careers, my fashion business, my experience as a mom, as a daughter, as a friend, all those things, all the education, all the the work, all the certifications, all those play into my ability to sit here and talk about what I do like the back of my hand. Not because I'm brilliant, but because I've practiced it enough. I live it, I do it, and that's the journey I'm on in my own personal life. And I'm scared. But I know that I'm stepping out in faith. And through the eyes of faith, I see my outcomes already. I see the results already. How much time it would take, that's up to me. That depends on what I do, what actions I take, what systems I have in place, what support I have in place. And I do what I can control. Should I show up consistently in my marketing? I show up consistently with my sales. I show up with my positioning. I make sure that I have the niche that works for me and my skills and my brilliance and my uniqueness and my weirdness. And I do what I need to do to create what I want to create. Because for all the degrees and all the books and all the trainings and all the certifications and all the support, I need to see an ROI. Okay? I also need to create the impact that I'm here to make in the world. So those two things combined give me the courage, the grace, and the confidence to step up, follow my butt, get up again, clench my butt cheeks, get up again, cry, get up again, wipe the snot, just keep going, and enjoy the journey along the way. It's not easy, but it can be easier based on how you want it to be. So I want to know what you resonate with, how this is landing for you. I'm going to do a couple of videos where I talk about my journey and share each of the pillars of my business and how I am using those to co-create my first $1 million within 18 months. It's been good having you. Leave your comments below and like and subscribe and join me so we can co-create the business that we're here to make in the world. It's been good having you.